Lesson 3.7 MLA formatting. Our objective is to properly format entries on an annotated bibliography using MLA guidelines. And our language objective is I can use citation generators to properly format entries on my annotated bibliography using MLA guidelines. So there are some words in these objectives that I know that you guys are unfamiliar with. We'll talk about what citation generators are, and we will talk about what MLA is and what MLA guidelines are later in the lesson. So part of your rubric for the embedded assessment is to use MLA guidelines to properly format your entries on your annotated bibliography. So that's why we are doing this lesson today and how it will help prepare you to finish that embedded assessment. So right now, your annotated bibliography should look something like this, where you have a link to your source and then your annotation entry right here. And what we're going to do in this lesson is learn how to cite your source so it looks something more like this. And I know this style of formatting is not something that you are familiar with before this, probably. So we're going to look at how to do this and why we have these in this certain order and the italics and the punctuation marks and everything. So MLA stands for the Modern Language Association, and it is a style of documenting sources that can be applied to many different types of writing in a consistent way. So no matter what type of source you are using, if you use MLA, you will follow the same style of formatting. So your list of sources on your bibliography all look in a similar format. So if someone is trying to take a look at your sources and see what kind of information you used, they are able to know, for example, that this right here is the author, and this is the title of this journal article, and this is the title of the journal itself. So it's just a way to kind of streamline it and make sure that it is consistent. Now, MLA is used in the humanities classes, so English, social studies classes, government kind of classes, and there are other formatting guides that other disciplines use. So, like the sciences and math and other areas of content use different formatting. But for English class, we're going to use MLA. And in MLA, each element should be listed in the following order and use specific punctuation. So, what comes first is the author, and we do last name and then first name. So, this author's last name is this, and their first name is this, and then we end with a period. Then the title of the source is put in quotation marks and then is finished with a period. So, this is the title of an article in a newspaper or an article in a magazine or a page on a website. And then next is the title of the container, and that is in italics. So when we say container, that is the big thing that the source is in. So if it's a web page that you were citing, like a specific page on a website, the page is what would be the title of the source, and the title of the container would be the web page itself. Other contributors would be people who helped the author write the source. You probably will not see this. If you are using the databases, then you will likely be seeing a version number, so like a volume number. The publisher is the company who is responsible for publishing the information. The publication date is when the information was or the source was published. And then the location is page numbers if available. The nice thing is that you do not have to do the work to go find all of this stuff and put it in the correct order and make sure the punctuation is correct and all of that. Because we're in 2024, we have citation generators. So these are websites where you can copy and paste a link to your source and you can get the citation information formatted for you. Now, it is your job to make sure that all of the information is there that's supposed to be, but as far as going to find all of that information and making sure the formatting, actually putting it in italics, adding the punctuation, like I had to do, when I was in school because I'm 100 years old. You guys don't have to do that. So there are two different citation generators that I think are the easiest to use, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So you'll go to the link that's on your guided notes, and right here we see the source type. So if it's a website, then you will click website. If it is a physical book, then you would put book. If it's a journal, newspaper, film, online video, etc. Okay, online database, advertisement, all of these different types of sources. Then you are going to copy and paste the URL to your source. So you'll come over here to your annotated bibliography, find your link, and copy it and paste it right here, and then click search. Then the generator will find your source, and then you'll click cite, and it will show you all of this information that it found from that website. Okay, then I'll click continue, and the title is here, the author is here. Now you can see here that the formatting of this art of the author's name is a little wonky. So let's take a look at the website where I got this information. And Amy Skidmore has an accent over her name. So that means I just need to take out these extra characters and just type her name in like this. And then we have her last name. The title of the website is Edutopia. The publisher is this education foundation, and then the URL. Okay. I am going to display the URL, and then I'm going to click complete citation. Okay, and then it puts it all together in the right order using the right punctuation with italics. Everything looks beautiful. And then I can hover over it and just say copy citation and come over here and paste it on my annotated bibliography. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about with MLA format is an hanging indentation. So typically when we indent, we hit the tab key once, and then the first line is bumped over and the rest of the text in that paragraph is oriented to the left. And then to indicate a new paragraph, we do the same thing. Well, with hanging indentation, we do the opposite of that. And we are going to be coming up with something that looks like this, where we have the first line oriented to the left, and then any other lines below that first line will be hanging or oriented one tab over or a half inch over. And I will show you how to do that. And you have these notes on your paper as well. So in your document, you will highlight the citation to select, and then click on Format, Align and Indent, and Indentation Options. So at the top of your paper or at the top of your document, you'll see these icons on the menu bar. You'll click on Format, Align and Indent, and then go down to Indentation Options. Then this Indentation Options box will pop up. Let me move myself a little bit. And you will select hanging and make sure it says 0.5 and then click apply. So give me a second and I will show you how to do that on your document. Okay, so here is what my citation looks like at this point. We need to start by selecting our citation, clicking on Format, Align and Indent, and then Indentation Options. Under Special Indent, I'm going to select Hanging and make sure it says 0.5 and then click Apply. And there we go. It bumps my citation information over. Then to eliminate this extra line space between my citation and my annotation, I'm going to make sure my cursor, that's this blinking thing, is right here, and then hit the delete key one time. And now everything under that first line is hanging indented.